Hi all, back in the man cave of an acting teacher. I'm just between students today and I thought I'd make a quick video. I have had a lot of sessions in the last few days where my students have said to me, Dave, it's very quiet in the business at the moment. There's not a lot of auditions, not a lot of screen tests, not a lot of self-tapes coming in. There's a number of reasons for that. First of all, it's seasonal, okay? So around about this time of year, it's it's winter, there's a lot of storms coming in and things like that. It's hard to shoot outdoors, all right? So it's not predictable, the weather around this time of year. So a lot of film production companies prefer to shoot films and television series. There's the wind blowing everything to pieces with Storm Barra outside. They prefer to shoot out of that, right? And in the more predictable weather of spring and summer, okay? That happens. So December, January, often February can be a lot quieter than other times of the year. The other thing that sometimes happens is purely coincidentally, a lot of stuff will be being made that just isn't quite right for you. All right, so there might be a lot of stuff, for example, being made for actors in their teens and 20s and and for audiences in their teens and 20s. So there's a lot of roles there. And the likes of me, is looking at all of these and going, hang on, where's all the roles for the late 40s guys, right? But that changes, that comes around. There's always stuff being made for every audience, and that just happens sometimes. So you'll sort of look at it and think, well, hang on, where's all the roles for me? They'll come around. It's just a coincidence. That's all that is. The other thing to make sure around about this time of year that you have done, right, is made sure that the casting directors know who you are. Okay, so a casting director can't keep you in mind, can't keep you on their radar if they don't know who you are. And you should remind them of who you are, okay, regularly enough. Like I do it once a year personally. I'm pretty well known to the casting directors anyway, just because of my other work, like being an acting teacher and things like that. So I don't feel the need to contact them, and I don't think they'd expect me to contact them more than once a year just to remind them, but I do. So after I'm finished promoting my Applied Art of Acting students at the end of November to the casting directors and the agents, I always send my details again to the casting directors and just remind them that I'm available, that I am an actor and that not just an acting teacher, and that I'm available to act as well. And they don't mind that. It's not a hassle to them. They always reply. It's a brief reply because they're busy. But yeah, it's always worth doing, especially when you've got a bit of downtime, just to remind yourself, yeah, okay, I'm going to make sure that I'm on those people's radar. It's also a good time as well to do a bit of work on yourself, right? To update your show reel with a fantastic scene or monologue that you've been working on, to take a class, right? To maybe take a couple of sessions and brush up on things, to concentrate on perfecting an accent if there's something that you're concerned about with your accents. Just to pick up a monologue or a scene and work on it with friends, and just do it. Because one thing about this thing that we do, this acting thing, is that it's not quite like riding a bike. If you don't do it fairly regularly and practice fairly consistently, you do kind of lose your mojo, and it's hard to get back on that bike when the time comes. And of course, in our business, the time will come when you least expect it, and you'll get some audition for some really good role, and you won't have acted for 3 weeks or a month because you kind of got a bit down about the whole thing, and then all of a sudden you have to turn it on and you're cold, okay? Try not to do that to yourself. I know it can be a little depressing. I understand that things aren't happening. There's not a lot of work coming in, not a lot of opportunities to get work coming in. Then you can kind of get down about the thing and sort of stop doing it yourself. And especially when it's winter, it's easier just to kind of curl up in a hibernating ball and sort of do less, right? No, try not to, okay? I know, I'm not saying it's easy, but try to keep things going. Try to run scenes, do some classes if you can. Get fit, get your body moving, go to the gym, see if you can go out for a run 3 or 4 times a week, or at least a kind of a good swift walk. Keep the body going, keep the blood pumping, and keep the brain going as well, okay? So look, try to keep the chin up, right? What I'm trying to say in or around, what I'm getting around to saying is that don't leap to, I'm ostracized. Don't leap to, oh, they don't like me or they don't want me. There's no reason for you to think that. If you're professional and kind and generous in this business and good at what you do, and you're a strong actor with a strong technique, why would they ignore you? There's no reason for that. So more than likely, the reason why things aren't quite happening for you is seasonal. It's just that, coincidental. You haven't done anything wrong. You haven't offended anybody. And yeah, just make sure that they know who you are and that you're available. And that's really the best that you can do. And that's the professional thing to do as well. I hope that's all okay to say. If you ever have any questions, always feel free to just send me a message. I mean, I don't charge for answering questions. I love them. I love questions. Fire them on, right? And of course, if you want to do a session or two with me, you can. Or somebody else asked about these Man Cave of an Acting Teacher videos. There's a hashtag. I'm not an expert at these things, of Instagram and all that kind of stuff, but there is a hashtag there, Man Cave of an Acting Teacher. If you click on that, I think most of the videos that I've made here in the Man Cave are all there. And again, they're just free of charge, just little bits of advice, things that might inspire, things that might help, things that might keep you warm in the winter, right? Mentally, physically. Okay. All right, guys, look, that'll do. Enjoy, stay out of that storm, right? And remember, everything will be fine. Okay, bye.